to For Real. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for the news. Today's ride was recorded just this morning on our way back from the opening ceremony for the 30th anniversary of Angkor Wat's inclusion on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Here's a map showing the road that we took. At For Real, we donate all of the money we earn from YouTube to charities in Cambodia. Here is the total we've donated so far. You help us to earn this money simply by watching our videos, so your time here on our channel directly helps people in Cambodia. It would be fantastic if you could subscribe, as we are creeping slowly towards our goal of 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your support. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of December, and in this episode we will look at AirAsia's plans for Cambodia. We will look at the Cambodian YouTuber who has reached 10 million subscribers and see what happened to 4 young food delivery drivers. We will also see what authorities are planning in terms of Cambodia's drink driving laws. AirAsia is one of the leading low-cost airlines in the region. They have just confirmed the opening of a branch in Cambodia in early 2023, naming it AirAsia Cambodia. It's the 5th AirAsia branch in the ASEAN region, following Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines and Thailand. AirAsia also has offices further afield in Japan and India. They're also recommencing their flights from the Gold Coast in Australia, and there are some amazing deals to be had right now. Just a few $100s to get from the Gold Coast to Kuala Lumpur, and then very, very little money to get from there over to Cambodia or elsewhere. We've flown with them probably nearly 100 times and think they're a great airline, and not just in the low-cost carrier market. Director General of AirAsia has also confirmed that his company plans to attract 3 to 4 million tourists and travellers to Cambodia per year. As a first step, they plan to launch 4 routes, connecting destinations in ASEAN, Japan, India and China, as well as domestic routes including Phnom Penh to Siem Reap and Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville. AirAsia is interested in establishing direct flight routes between China and Cambodia and India and Cambodia. Cambodia does not yet have direct flights with India, so once a direct flight agreement is agreed upon and operated in the future, AirAsia will play a key role in transporting those tourists by air. The director has also said that if demand exceeds flight availability, more flights will be added. The opening ceremony of the 16th General Assembly of the World's Most Beautiful Beach Club was held in Sihanoukville this week. The World's Most Beautiful Beach Club was founded in 1997. It has 44 member beaches in 26 countries. Cambodia was included as a full member in 2011. After becoming a member in 2011, they hosted the 2013 convention in Kampot. From one exclusive club to another. One YouTuber is celebrating after becoming the first Cambodian to reach 10 million subscribers. Kut Sokar is the creator of the Survival Builder channel, where he posts videos of himself and his team building amazing homemade structures in Cambodia. His Survival Builder Facebook page also has 3 million followers. Mr. Kut is a former IT professional but turned his attention to producing content on social media to earn more money. Now moving on to Crime Watch. 4 young food delivery drivers were seriously injured after being shot early on Monday morning by an unidentified gunman in central Phnom Penh. A witness said that he saw the 4 young delivery drivers waiting at a traffic light. They became embroiled in an argument with a man, who then pulled out a pistol and shot the 4 men at least 10 times, chasing some of them as they attempted to flee. After a tip-off, police arrested a man in connection with the shooting, who was then delivered for questioning at the police inspectorate. The police won't pander to his needs, and he definitely won't receive a discounted sentence. From the famous line in Jaws, we're going to need a bigger table of shame. Cambodian authorities have seized 884 kilos of narcotics in a single raid in Sihanoukville. The chief of the provincial military police said the seizure was made during a raid on a rented warehouse in the province. 34 bags of illicit drugs were found. It's one of the largest drug seizures to date. Cambodia has intensified its crackdowns on illicit drugs in recent years, nabbing 13,510 drug suspects, including 259 foreigners. From January to November this year, more than 13.4 tonnes of narcotics have been seized. The drugs seized are a combination of crystal meth, methamphetamine pills, ketamine, cathinone, heroin, ecstasy, cocaine, and other drug-making chemicals. Moving on to an extremely sad story now that highlights the need for stricter penalties for drunk drivers in Cambodia. A 2-month-old child was seriously injured after he was hit by a drunk driver, and he has sadly passed away since. The driver offered the child's parents $2,500 in compensation. The child was seriously injured along with his family when he was hit by a drunken motorist in Phnom Penh. The family were travelling on a motorbike. The perpetrator was a 19-year-old who drunkenly then fled the scene after causing the tragedy. The Phnom Penh Municipal Police confirmed that in the case of this accident, all parties agreed to terminate the dispute with civil compensation of $2,500 without coercion. But the family is very poor, making a small income just from collecting rubbish, so they wouldn't have had the money or resources that the owner of the car had. Experts who have studied the scene have determined that the causes of the accident were the driver of the car was speeding, careless driving, and driving in a state of intoxication with an alcohol level of 0.53. These are the levels of intoxication. So sober is 0.0%, obviously. Legally intoxicated is 0.08%. Very impaired is anywhere from 0.08 to 0.4%. At this blood alcohol level, you may have difficulty walking and speaking. Other symptoms may include confusion, nausea, and drowsiness. At risk for serious complications is above 0.4%. At this level, you may be at risk of coma or death. Despite the cessation of civil compensation, the accident is still being prosecuted, and the specialised force is building a case to be sent to the Phnom Penh Municipal Court for legal action. The government is drafting a sub-decree to provide stiffer penalties for drunk driving and driving under the influence of drugs. The Minister of Interior said the wrongdoer must be held accountable according to the law, and they should not be allowed to get off just by compensating their victims. They must not be allowed to use money to escape justice, he said. It is tragic for people to be killed in road accidents, and this can be avoided if everyone exercises caution, obeys traffic rules, and does not drive, especially when intoxicated or under the influence of drugs. We can put an end to this problem, he said. According to Article 72 of the Road Traffic Law, driving under the influence of alcohol with a blood alcohol content of 0.4 to 0.8 is an offence punishable by imprisonment of between 1 and 6 months and a fine of up to 4 million Riel, which is about $1,000. Now on to some more moto madness. A foreign national, obviously keen to gain access to a Phnom Penh bore, smashed into its entrance gates last night and then promptly fell asleep. According to sources at the scene, before the incident, the man was seen driving a silver Toyota Prius from north to south at high speed. Arriving at the scene, the man lost control and smashed into the gates, and then proceeded to grab 40 winks in the crashed vehicle. After the incident, bemused security guards at the location called for the man's relatives to wake him from his slumber and resolve the situation. Next story is putting the Bent into Bentley. A Bentley luxury car, which retails for over $200,000, was involved in a smash in Phnom Penh. A white Ford was travelling along Route 155 in a south to east direction. Suddenly, at a fork in the road, the black Bentley smashed into it, causing severe damage to both vehicles. After the incident, the authorities went down to the scene to coordinate and negotiate a settlement. Next we have Road Divider versus Raptor. A Raptor driver came off second best after losing control of his vehicle at high speed. According to sources, before the incident, a man was seen driving a black Ford Raptor along Norodom Road in a south to north direction at high speed until a road divider stopped him in his tracks. The front of the car was badly damaged, but fortunately no one was hurt. Thank you for your continued efforts, Road Divider. Time to rug up though, it's getting cold in Cambodia. Temperatures will soon drop to 16 degrees in some provinces. The provinces that are going to bear the brunt of this cold weather are Banteay Meanchey, Pay Lin, Siem Reap, Battambang, Mondulkiri, Ratnakiri, Preah Vihear and Oda Meanchey. Lastly, we've got some good news. The Ministry of Environment wants visitors to the beaches of the country's 4 coastal provinces and its residents to stop using non-biodegradable food containers like plastic containers and bags. Kep authorities and conservation groups recently conducted a clean-up as part of the Zero Plastic campaign. They collected 2,022 kilos of plastic waste, which will now be recycled. The Zero Plastic campaign will be expanded throughout the coastal provinces with a focus on markets and places that are popular with the public. That brings us to the end of this week's news. You're now up to date with all of the most important events in the kingdom. Thank you for watching. Take care, have a great week, and we'll see you very soon.